Talking about the game itself, the final season of the Icers as a club team is just weeks away. 41 years of club hockey here at Penn State, and you've been part of it for over half of that. I hate to I hate to bring that up. Are you able to put it in perspective, in a nutshell, both the on ice and the off ice stuff that has gone over that 4 decades?
When I start getting caught up in that, it's easy to get choked up. And this is 2 weekends ago at the Alabama game, we had probably 40 of our former players up here for the game. There was a big group of us that were at the same tailgate, and we took a big group picture. And, everybody's just jazzed about what's coming. And while there is a part of me that will certainly miss the fact that we were, this kind of grassroots, effort. This is what we've all strived for. And, there are certainly some kids that are being caught up in the transition. And I do, feel for what they're going through. But we have, made the leap that we've always hoped for. The excitement, the enthusiasm on the message boards, the emails. I know Dr. Larry Hendry, who was the first coach of the club team back in 1971, has been on this mission to find everybody that played back in the days, and he has helped reconnect with so many of those people, and they're all like sponges. They want to learn more. Wow, this is so exciting, etc. But we're also we're going to the big time. I mean, it's going to be a big business. It really is, and so we're going to lose some of that quaintness that we had with the Icer program. That was really this tight-knit family of alums and sponsors and boosters, and but let's face it, it was that helped us get to where we are now. And I hope we don't ever lose that. I know we won't with Josh Brandween because he lived it. He was a part of this. And I know that he and his staff understand that. And the more I get to know Coach Godowski personally, having just spent 8 hours in a car with him to and from Buffalo, it's just amazing how much we share in common, how the philosophies that we have, the importance of continuing the Penn State hockey family tradition and atmosphere. That makes it easier to not get overly sentimental about what we've been through. It's the journey is a story in and of itself, and it'll be told, I'm sure, and it should be told. But it's also, as much as we want to celebrate the past and honor our traditions, this is also about an exciting, vibrant future facility. As I've said, this isn't just about hockey, Steve, as you know. I mean, we will benefit in our avocations of being, old-time hockey players out there, skating. And, the opportunities for youth, figure skating, youth hockey, public skating sessions, and the shows that we're going to bring to the area. This facility is just going to be a much, anticipated, used, benefit to the winter scene. Well, for a whole year. I mean, it's going to be a whole year facility. And again, I can't stop smiling. I mean, there's a lot of battles being fought, that have to be fought. There's a lot of compromises that have to be made. There's, a lot of stress, but it's been a blast. And, again, someday the story will be written and people will I think, be just amazed at the perseverance, the passion that it took to make this happen. And again, can't continue to say this enough. Without the Pagulas, this dream would not have come true.
There are stories that can't be told in civilized company. We won't get into those, but is there in your mind in the time that you've spent with this program as a player, a coach, and now an administrator, is there one moment on the ice that encapsulates what Penn State hockey was all about? You've talked about the Minot Miracle and all of the other things that went on, the 4 in a row. But is there one defining moment for Penn State Icers hockey?
Well, you could argue that, and I would have a different one than Larry Hendry or Roy Scott or, Ben Boma or, Andy McLaughlin or, Glenn Zook. I mean, we'd all have our kind of defining moment. I think in my case, it's not really a moment as much as it is a philosophy. And that, I look at the people, all the people who, have the one thing we all have in common is passion. It's passion for the sport of hockey. So, whether it was when Roy Scott, and all of his companions and colleagues back in the early 70s were able to convince them to put boards up in the old Greenberg indoor complex, whether it was when the Greenbergs, gave the money to have the new indoor arena built, and there's a story to be told, and like I said, I know Larry Hendry's working on putting that story together. For me personally, I can give you one as a player, and I can give you one as a coach, and to me, it was really the opening of Greenberg. When it opened for me, that was just a magical, when we saw that come to fruition after having to play 2 years on the road. And then as a coach, it was in 1989 when we captured our first ever ICHL championship, because nothing after that would have happened without that moment. And that was when the place was packed. We turned people away at the door. It was one of the most phenomenal hockey games. We beat SUNY Buffalo 8-6 in the championship game, and it was just an amazing. It just catapulted us into a whole new level. And I think everything that good about the program from my coaching experience went forward from that moment. And we always jokingly, we had a video highlight called One Moment in Time, and it really was for me. That was the defining moment when the program just went to a whole different level, and not without its adversity.